Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and in today's video I would like to start with a new series, guys, and some of you might already know about it. I have made a poll on the communities tab asking you guys about this series, so if you want to see it or not, and many of you really would like to see this series, and therefore I decided to create some videos about it. And the topic about this series is the creation of an anime fighters game. So you guys should know Anime Fighting Simulator. I think that's the name of the game, I'm not sure. And we are going to try to make a similar game, okay? A similar game, not an identical, but a similar one to that game. Okay, and I have prepared this presentation for you guys just to structure things a little bit up and to give you an overview on what we are going to do in this episode and in the next episodes. Okay, so first of all, we are only going to deal with the basics, okay, of this type of game, and we are not going to go into really extreme detail, okay? So we are only going to do some basics, but still do not expect a poorly made game, okay? We will, of course, put some quality into it. We will work with Blender, for example. We will use some elements, you know, and do not expect a poor game at the end. Okay. Also, what many guys ask me regarding my series, so this is not my first series about a game creation. I've also made games like One Piece games, anime tower defense games, you know. So I've made, much things. And I always get asked whether people need to credit me or anything. And no, you do not need to give me any credit, okay? I'm thankful that you guys watch my videos and that you seem to like them, okay? I do not want any credit or anything. And I'm now going to continue with this presentation, and the next note has to do with the following topic. So some of you, well, I don't know why, but they cannot keep up with the videos, and they ask for models. And I do not work with models when it comes to these kind of series, okay? I work with uncopy locked places, okay? So what does uncopy locked mean? If you guys go to a certain game's page, you can click on those three dots in the top right corner, and then you'll be granted the edit access, the edit option, and this allows you to edit the place, okay? And editing the place means that you have access to all of the content within the place, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload the content which we have created in episodes on a certain place, and I'm gonna put this place to uncopy locked, and you guys are going to be able to access that place through a link I will put in the description of every episode, okay? So if you cannot keep up or anything, or if you are just too lazy, then go to the description, check out the uncopy locked place, and just take anything you need, okay? Do not give me credit or anything, it is totally free, guys, okay? But I would still be thankful if you guys could comment your ideas for the series, okay? But because sometimes I just lack of ideas, okay? Therefore, please comment some ideas, and also, really also, like, subscribe, and share this series, guys, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to, you know, think about the stuff, to recreate it, and to record it, to edit it, to upload it, you know, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could appreciate my work right here by liking, subscribing, and sharing, guys. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's episode, and today's episode and also the next episodes will deal with the following topic. So, you guys should know what I'm trying to point out at this point. It, of course, has to do with the stars. I think that's the term within the game, okay? So, your characters at the end, which just circle around you, and we are going to try to recreate that because it seems pretty fancy, and it seems pretty fancy, but it is a little bit complicated to recreate. So there are many ways to recreate it, but we are going to focus on one certain idea today and also within the next episodes, because I consider this idea as easy to understand. Okay, so you guys see my character, and you guys see those three other characters or stars, so anime fighters at the end, circling around me. So Itachi, Gear 4, Bold Luffy, and Eren Yeager. Okay, and what do these three parts represent? So they basically represent the positions of those characters. And what I'm trying to point out is that we are going to use parts to declare some positions for our stars. Means our stars will align to these positions. Okay? It might sound a little bit confusing, but when we get into creating this thing, you guys should start understanding. Okay, so with that being said, let's move into Roblox Studio and let's work on this stuff. Okay, so this place right here is going to be published later on, and it is going to be uncopy locked for you guys. It means you can just take anything you want. And so I have these three stars or characters, or call them whatever you want to. So if you have any cool name for our characters right here, so either, well, maybe not stars, because stars is already used within anime within the game. Okay, within anime fighting simulator. Let's decide on another term. So if you have any idea, then comment so. And I have made those characters within my anime tower defense game series, guys. So go ahead and check them and check that series out as well, and check out those episodes on these characters, because yeah, I have made many videos on a anime tower defense game, and yeah, so I'm gonna use them. So I'm lazy to design new characters, but we are of course going to design some new characters for this series. I'm just gonna use these ones for the beginning, just to recreate this positioning at the end. Okay, and yeah, so just for a quick explanation, I have this control script right here, which is not necessary at this point. It is just that those control scripts, they just play a certain idling animation, and it just looks more fancier. Okay, so you do not need to recreate anything, or else you can just use default dummies if you want to as well. So you can even use these guys if you want to. Okay, it is up to you. I'm gonna use them just to make things more clear to you. Okay, so if you have gotten your characters, so maybe those ones, maybe dummies, maybe your own characters, then we are going to go ahead and work on the positioning I was talking about. Okay, so our goal is to so ignore those arrows. So our goal is to position those three around our character. Okay, so how does that work out? Okay, so let me show you how it could work. So let me first of all add a script inside of our server script service, and let me call it test. Okay, just for the beginning. We are of course going to change the name, and we are going to optimize our script. We are going to add some stuff to it. We are going to remove some stuff to it, but it is just about this character positioning mechanic now. Okay, so I have now written this piece of code. So what does that do? Game players player edit basically means game is another category which is above all of those. Okay, so all of those are members of the game. Okay, so game.players means this players tab dot player edit, and this is an event which occurs when a new player has joined. Okay, so this line right here basically expresses that when a new player has joined, then we are going to receive the character's instance. Okay, that's this parameter right here, and we now can refer to that player because, as I've already told you, this parameter allows us to do that, and we now need to refer to that player's character. And there are some guys who just do this, okay? But I have made bad experiences with that, therefore I would like to do that. So this one. And what this does is that basically, let me just quickly go through that. So if you play a game, okay, then you have this workspace tab, and then you have an instance, which is your player's name, okay, and that's always, okay, always your character. Of course, there are some exceptions. So when you have a custom character, for example, then this case will not happen. But in most of the cases, your character has the same name as your player and is inside of your workspace. Therefore, we can go to the workspace and wait for an instance or for a child which has the same name as a player, or as a certain player, as our player, but also as another player, because this cannot be applied to only our player. It can also be applied to another player, okay? So for every player who just joins, which can be us and which can be another guy, okay? So just to make things more clear to you. So this one refers to the character of this player, okay? That's just what I want to point out. And we now... yeah, so we now need to create a part. The thing is that I only want to show you how to position one character, okay? So we're going to work our way up from 1 to 2, then to 3, and so on. So I'm defining a new variable called x, and I'm gonna store a part inside of this variable. Wait, let me just write off the stuff, and then I can continue talking about it. So I'm gonna go through all of this code, do not worry. Okay, so... wait, let me just set anchor to true, and let me just test this out. Wait, yeah, it is up there, okay. Not that good, okay, yeah, so... I'm just gonna leave it for a moment, because I would like to see how this is going to work out. Okay. So we could leave this. Expected good instance, yeah, okay. Where is the part? Where is the part? It's below our character, but why? Why is it below our character? Okay. Now find out what the issue was. Yeah, so I haven't explained the code yet, do not worry, I will do that. But you guys see what I'm trying to do. So I have obviously created this part right here, and I'm trying to position it, okay? And that's basically what the code is about. I'm just gonna go into some detail after I have managed to find the perfect position. Okay, yeah, so that's a good position for our yeah, or for the case that we only have one character equipped. Okay? So let me go through the code and let me later on demonstrate you the idea, and then I will expand this idea in the next episodes on 2 characters, on 3 characters, on 4 characters, and we will later on yeah, we will work on our own characters. Okay, so forget about those prepared stuff right here I have already made within the tower defense series, and we will work on our own characters, and we will create a stat system and just make things be automatic. Okay, so that you guys need to equip everything, and that they just automatically equip, and I mean, yeah, they just circle around your character, and that the script automatically recognizes the amount of characters you try to equip, and then it just automatically, you know, circles them around you. Okay, because as for now, we need to tell the script how many characters you want to be around the player, and then yeah, it just does that. But we of course want this to be automated later on, and we will do that by or in the further progress of the series. Okay, but let me go through the code. So we have created this part right here, instance.new creates a new instance, which is a part, and this part is being put inside of our character. So the name of this part is position part 1. The size is 1, 1, 1, so 1 stud on each axis, and can collide false basically means that you can just walk through it, okay? So there's no collision or anything, so it cannot collide. Okay, the next instance we are creating is a veld. So a veld attaches one instance to another. And in this case, we want this part to be attached to our character, to our humanoid root part to be exact, so our root part. And this attachment can be seen when you check this out. Okay, so we have this part right here, and it just follows our character. It doesn't matter, the rotation, or it doesn't matter how much you rotate, or how much you jump, how much you move. Okay, so it will stay attached to our character, and that's what this veld guarantees us. And veld always needs a part 0, so the part something is being attached onto. In this case, our part 1 means the part you want to attach to something, means our part right here is being attached to our root part. Okay, so that's what those 2 lines express. And C1, so C frame 1, defines the position for this part 1. So 1 stands for part 1. I could also put C0. This would stand for part 0, but we, in this case, want to edit the part 1's position. And the position is given via C-frame, and those values just, guarantee that the part is behind our character, so behind our character and on our feet level, okay? So those values just result in this position, okay? And that's what it is about. Now, the next step is to make a certain fighter follow this part, okay? And that's the illusion which is created within the game. So you guys have the illusion that you have your own character, and then you have your fighters around, and they just follow your character and just circle around your character. And I'm not sure how the developers actually have done that, but I've just came up with this idea that you have some parts right here, and those fighters just follow the parts, okay? And that's the idea at the end. So the next step is to clone one of them. So I'm gonna put them in sort of the replicated storage, and I'm gonna clone Aaron, okay? So, in order to clone them, I have to refer to him. So in order to clone him, I have to refer to him. And he's located inside of the replicated storage. Therefore, replicated storage, so game get service replicated storage refers to this tab. And then Aaron Jäger, so I have to write him this way because there is a space in between Aaron and Jäger. And then I need to clone him. Okay, so I'm gonna put him inside of our character. And wait, is he... Okay, he can collide is true. That's good. So Aaron, humanoid root part, D-frame equals X C-frame. Aaron, humanoid walk 2. Wait, I'm not sure. I need to quickly check this out because so the idea is that there is a function which makes a certain character walk to a certain point, okay? But I'm not sure how or how to spell that function or what the name of the function was. It was either walk to or something else. I just need to quickly check this out. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna come back when I have found out what the function's name was. Yeah, so it was not walk to, it was move to. Move to. Okay. Okay, so let me explain you what I have done right here. So I'm referring to the replicated storage and then to our Aaron Jäger, and I'm cloning him, okay? And Aaron.parent basically means that we are putting Aaron Jäger into another instance, which is our character. So we are putting Aaron Jäger inside of our character, and right here we are positioning Aaron Jäger's humanoid root part means his root part means himself, so all of his body parts, because the body parts follow the root part, okay? So we are setting the root parts C-frame to our parts C-frame, which is directly behind our character, okay? And right here we are telling Aaron, so we are referring to his humanoid, so to this one right here, and we are applying this move to function onto his humanoid. And this move to function requires a position in vector 3, or just a position just to confuse you less. And we are delivering our parts position, okay? So we are telling Aaron to move to where our part is, which makes less sense because, or which could make less sense to you guys, because we have right here told that Aaron's root part, or Aaron's root part's position is or equals our part's position, but you need to consider that you could keep on moving as with your character, means your part's position changes. Okay, therefore we need Aaron to catch up to that by this or by doing this or by creating this code right here. And this could seem fun, but the problem is that this code only runs once, means it only does that once. So it does not constantly wait, that's okay, forget about that. So it does not constantly follow you, okay? So he has only catched up to our part once and just forgets about the task, okay? So we need to guarantee that Aaron Jäger always wants to catch up to the part. And how does that work? And at this point, I barely know any alternatives to what I'm going to do now. So if there's any scripter out there who watches my videos, then give me suggestions, give me other ideas on what I'm going to do. So I am going to use a loop to make Aaron Jäger always catch up to this part. So I'm not going to use a while true loop because that would be bad practice, guys. but I'm gonna use something else, which is very similar to a loop. And yeah. So let me demonstrate to you what this code does. As you can see, we have made him catch up to this part. Okay, so he floats a little bit, but we can take care of that by playing around with his hip height. Yeah, so hip height 1 should do the trick. Okay, so let me change this hip height so it does not look glitched or anything. And as you can see, this run service, this heartbeat run service thing has fixed our problem. Let me just explain you what this is. So we are referring to a service called run service, and we are going to make use of this event called heartbeat. So basically, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. So when our character's heart beats, okay, which is often within a minute. Therefore, this one is pretty similar to a loop, but is not a loop itself. And yeah. So every time the heart beats, we just make Eren Yeager catch up to our part's position. Okay. And let me just test this out again. And as you can see, we have this gray block right here, and we have Eren Yeager catching up to it. And everything would look fine if this block would not be gray, or if this block wouldn't be visible, okay? So if you want to make it invisible, then I'm gonna add this transparency property to it, and setting the transparency to 1 of a part makes it go invisible. As you can see, it is now invisible. It is still there, but it is invisible to everyone. And our Eren Yeager still follows that part. Okay, and that's it, guys. So that's it with this video. So 27 minutes about this idea I have tried to realize. Okay, so in the next episode we will do the same trick for 2 fighters and 3 fighters and 4 fighters and 5 fighters. So I think that 5 fighters should be fine. Not, then comment though and come up with a new idea. And after that I will try to make everything automated, okay? So that the script is able to decide for itself how many parts it is going to create. And then of course it creates them, and which character is being positioned or attached to which part, etc. So all of that is topic for the next episodes, guys. Okay, so with that being said, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. Leave me feedback, leave me ideas in the comment section, guys, and take care and see you in the next episode.